not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, it's me, Ashley. I'm back with another video, and I wanted to talk to you guys about a topic that I found is actually pretty much a trend right now as far as like social media and celebrities go, things of that nature. So basically, I wanted to talk about cancel culture and how I feel like it's super toxic. Okay, so first off, the word cancel in itself is just honestly super controversial to me because I just don't feel like it's accurate to say you're canceling a human being. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. That's a weird word to me. I get it. Don't support people who are like racist, bigots, xenophobes, things of that nature. And they've proven time and time again that this is who they are and this is their values and their views. But I wanted to go a little in depth with how pretty much everything a person, a celebrity, or a person of stature does is scrutinized. And if they make any tiny little mistake, it can cause them to get canceled. I mean, and I don't think that's right because we're all human. We all make mistakes. Now, before y'all take me out of context and think that I'm, in support of some of these people who have been a part of cancel culture lately, no, that is not the case. But I am going to tell you about 3 things that I think you should look at before you decide to cancel somebody, I guess, if you will. Okay, so 3 things you need to know before canceling somebody. Number 1, how recent is the evidence? Okay, so let's say your fave, like for instance Beyonce, 10 years ago. Let's just say she said something in a tweet, right? And it was like a little controversial. Maybe she, made a joke that was in poor taste or something like that. And it's clear that that is no longer how she feels. First of all, 10 years ago, she would have been in her, early 20s. So therefore, or her mid 20s, because I think she's like 36. Let's just say in her early 20s, she said something stupid, okay? You have to think, weren't we all dumb at one point? I mean, come on. Like, I know I've said some things when I was a kid that could have been controversial had I been in the spotlight. Like, had I been a child star or something like that, I've said some things that would not have been looked at as appropriate or right. Ignorant, as a matter of fact. And also some things in my early 20s. It is like, I have a Twitter, actually. I don't really use it anymore, but I still have it. But there are a lot of tweets on there that are just ignorant. They're not necessarily anything for me to get canceled over, but it's ignorant. I said a lot of ignorant things, and I admit that. I was a child. I was dumb. I was an ignorant child. But I'm older now. I've grown. I'm wiser. And that's the same with these stars. They're just people just like us. They said things in a moment that they thought was funny, or that they thought, maybe was their thoughts or their beliefs in that time, but they could have grown from that. You can't look at a tweet or something somebody said years ago and necessarily think that that is how they think now, because everyone grows, everyone learns from their mistakes, they understand. And then a lot of people, they grow up being around things that are normalized. Like for instance, when I was a kid, the term African booty scratcher, that was just something kids said. Like, we literally called each other African booty scratchers. And I was just like, yeah. I was like, it's funny. But now I know as an adult, like, obviously that's very offensive and I would never say that, because it's ignorant. And one, And another thing, I never would want to offend my African brothers and sisters, you know. Not that I would even want to say it, because it's just dumb. It's a dumb name anyway. But I digress. Okay, so that's the first thing. Look at how recent the evidence is. If it's fairly recent, that's something to consider, yes. But if it's a tweet from like 10, 15, 20 years ago, man, if y'all don't go on with digging up somebody's past. Number two, what exactly is the evidence? Okay, so what exactly is being said? If it's something racist, if it's something against the LGBTQ community, something like that, something xenophobic, something against women, misogynistic, sexist, I understand. But some of these things that these people get canceled for, it's just like, I feel like y'all just be taking things out of context, and sometimes y'all run a little too far with it. For instance, one thing in particular, like one example in particular I can think of is the B. Simone controversy. When she said she could never date a 9-to-5 dude, and everybody wanted to cancel her for that. Like, I get it, you know, it was kind of ignorant to say, you know, because like it's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. But you also have to look at it on the other side, where she's a influencer, she is an actress, she is a comedian, she is making a lot of money, and she simply wants somebody who is on her level. And 9 times out of 10, a 9-to-5 job necessarily wouldn't make as much as, say, an entertainer or anything like that. Now, I'm gonna watch my words because I don't want anything to come out crazy, because I'm not like trying to bash anybody with a 9-to-5 at all, because child, I've had 9-to-5s, ain't nothing wrong with it. Do what you do. You have to make your money, you have to make a living some way. It's nothing wrong with it. But I understand if I got more into my career where I was successful and I had a lot of you know, fans and following, and I was making a lot more money, I would probably want somebody that's more on my level, you know, somebody who is actually in the entertainment industry so they could understand my lifestyle, my schedule, things like that. And I think that's just all she was saying. It probably came out wrong the way she said it. She probably should have used different words, but I think that's all she was trying to say. And people were trying to cancel her for that. So it's like, look at the evidence, you know. Some things you have to just really think outside of, you have to get outside of yourself and outside of your own thoughts and opinions, and you have to try to see things from a different point of view, from someone else's point of view. So therefore, like what she said, sure, she should have used different words, definitely, but I don't think that's what she meant. I don't think she meant to bash people with 9-to-5. So just look at the evidence. What is the evidence? If it's something racist, xenophobic, go ahead. But no, anything that's like not that deep, stop trying to cancel every dang on body, okay? Like, that's not healthy. Especially in this day and age where everyone has mental health issues and everyone is struggling. We're in a pandemic right now. Come on now. Like, nobody is 100% themselves at this point in time. So some people are gonna say some things that might rub a little, you know, rub you a little wrong, that might, you know, rile you up. And that's fine. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, you're entitled to how you feel, but just step outside of yourself and try to look at it from their point of view, and try to look at how they see things. And if you still don't agree with it, that's fine. Go ahead and just don't support them. Now, third and last, does the person appear to have the same views? As I stated before, obviously someone who tweeted something or said something 10-15 years ago, in 10-15 years, a lot can happen. Hell, in a year, a lot can happen. Your whole life can change in a year. Your mindset can change in a year depending on the people you hang around or how you're trying to improve yourself. Therefore, do they seem to have the same views? And if they don't, What are we canceling them for? You know, like, what are we upset about? By all means, hold people accountable for the things they say. But once you address it and make them address it, because a lot of them end up coming out and addressing it, and I realize a lot of the apologies do seem insincere. I get that. But also, when you're kind of forcing somebody to apologize for something they did when they were younger and didn't necessarily know any better, or just when they were in a more ignorant mind state, you know, more ignorant mind state. Sorry. So when you force them to apologize, of course it's going to seem insincere. Of course they're probably sorry for what they really, you know, for what they did. But if somebody brought up something that I did when I was a teenager, or something that I said when I was a teenager, and then they expected me to apologize for it now, I would just be like, well, you know, obviously I don't think like that anymore. And you know that I've grown as a person. And you know I was a dumb kid. Like, I was stupid. Like, you know that. So it's like, why do you expect me to apologize? You know? But I get it. They're public figures. You just want to know that this is not how they think. And I get it. When you're a public figure, you do have to take accountability for your actions, even if it is in the past. So that I understand, okay? But just look at what they do now as a person. Look at their actions. Look at their interviews. Look at how they speak on their social media and the things they support. You have to look at all of those things before you just cancel a person, you know? Because they could be different now. They could be very different. But yes, I digress though. Just look at the person and how they are now, what they value now, what are their views now, their beliefs now, what do they support, what do they stand for now. You know, you can't judge a person off their past, because we've all had past. That is it for this video. Those are just the 3 things I want you to keep in mind. And I mean, let's stop this toxic cancel culture, please. I hope I gave you guys something to think about. I hope this was an interesting topic to you. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've made a mistake in the past. Let me know if you've said something dumb in the past. Let me know what other content you want to see, what other topics you want me to talk about. But yeah, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and subscribe, comment, and like. Bye guys.